Paying at Tesco with chip implanted in my hand.
Let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice rap with a brand new engine. Something grabs a hold of me tight. Flow like a heart.
The cat is inside my hand.
Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights, and I'll.
So I got a new cool thing. I got a microchip in my hand. It's tiny, like the size of a grain of rice. It could do so many cool things, though. I can use it to unlock my computer. Do you have one of those little cards that goes in your wallet to let you into your work? I don't need one anymore. It's in my hand. I just beat my hand against the badge reader. But wait, it gets better.
How that? You put something here.
Yeah.
SIM card. Where is it? The
You can touch it there, feel it. Like that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's good.
Alright, thanks very much, guys.
Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Adab, yeah, from the GMS Mobile, Alabama camp, coming at you with another lesson. But before I get started, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the whole for elect that scattered abroad, preaching the truth and sincerity. To you, I want to say shalom. All right, and I'm gonna name this this cool game changer will get you Israelites in a world of trouble. Okay, if it'll fit. But the reason why, I singled out you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, Seminole Indians, okay, and the descendants of those people, okay, through the seed of the Father. All right, the reason why you're singled out because, yeah, the God of the Bible, okay, the King James Bible, the Holy Bible, that the earth morals is supposed to be, connected with, okay, that the God of that Bible is only for you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native American Indians, Seminole Indians, okay, and your children through the Father. Okay, now if your mother a Israelite and your dad a heathen, you is a heathen, because why? You come from that seed from your daddy. Okay, your dad, the man carried the seed and injected into the female's egg. All right, but this right here is so dangerous to you Israelites, man, because we are in the time, okay, of this right here, which is Revelation chapter 13 verse 16. But I'm gonna get that though. But as we can see, the world is transitioning from paper money and coins, okay, to digital currency, man. All right, to convenience, so to speak. But through that convenience, okay, which is that micro C help, which you are seeing in this video, okay, the so-called white man, which is Esau, okay, which is the devil, the deceiver, the serpent, okay, which is the person that's ruling this world. He is gonna do more than put your money on it, man. And as you can see, people are paying for items, okay. In certain videos, people are unlocking their doors to their houses. They are unlocking their car doors, starting their cars up with this device. Okay, it seemed cool and all, but for you Israelites, is great recompense behind this. There's great repercussions behind this. There's great consequences behind this, man. Okay, that will have you in a world of trouble. Now, in Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 28, it tells us, ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord Yahweh. Okay, that's one of our commandments, man. Okay, because our bodies is the Lord's temple. Okay, we are not our bodies. We are not ourselves, man. Okay, we belong to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. So we shouldn't be making, markings upon our bodies. We shouldn't be getting tattoos. We shouldn't be getting piercings. We shouldn't be getting, okay, um, medicinal jabs. Okay, down there at the Red H. Okay, the Red Cross facility. You know, we shouldn't be running down to Egypt for help, as the scriptures say. For a healing or false hope of being able to live longer. Okay, we shouldn't do these things, man, because like people went down to get that jump shot. Okay, back in 2020, which had everybody in the United States afraid. Okay, and the majority of these Americans, they went down there and got that bullshit. And most of them, faded off the face of this earth. Okay, and you still have some here left. And, they're playing with the frequencies. Well, when they start playing with the frequencies, those nanotechnology things inside you is going to start reacting to those frequencies. Because things move to a certain vibration. Okay, like you have Jake around here and Eve hollering about the vibes are off. They matching energy with energy and these type of things. Well, those nano bots, technology that you went and put inside you are going to move to these frequencies. They're going to jump to the beat, and it ain't no telling what they are, gonna. It ain't no telling what the outcome is gonna be. But the U.S. military been prepping their soldiers up for a zombie apocalypse. Now, why would they be doing that? You gotta ask yourself, like, why would there be a zombie apocalypse? Why would the military be training on these type of things, man? All right, just putting two and two together. But you went and got that cutting in your flesh, man. All right, and again, getting this cool device, and the other one, the one that Elon Musk is, working on, the ones that go in your head, your skull or whatever. Okay, that's another form of the mark. Okay, in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. All right, because with that one right there, you are going to be able to walk again. You're going to be able to speak again. You're going to be able to see again. Okay, you will have cool features like changing your eye color, maybe your hair color. You're gonna to be able to, okay, download information that you never knew from the web, because when you receive these things, you're going to be linked to the machine. Okay, you're going to be linked with 5G, 6G, or either 10G. Okay, you're going to be linked with the Internet of Things, man. Okay, you're going to be another machine, another computer, that's linked to this beast system. Okay, and we don't supposed to get those things, and because when you get those things, you're showing this so-called white man. Okay, you're choosing him to be your God instead of the God of the Bible, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Okay, Yahweh Shah, who the word ignorantly called Jesus, died on the cross for his people, which are you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, man. He died for you to give, for you to be, able to repent, okay, to the Heavenly Father through him to receive salvation, man. But when you go and get this thing, you are choosing the so-called white man to be your God, man. You're trusting in him. You're making your arm flesh. You're making flesh your arm. The way that precept goes. But this is Revelation. Let me see. Chapter 3 and verse 10. And it reads, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay, and the hour of temptation is that MOTB, which we like to call it, abbreviation for mark of the beast. Okay, that mark that's in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, man. Because if you're paying attention, all these food products being recalled, and farmers being paid to burn their crops, and Bill Gates buying up farm properties, and all that type of stuff. It is a strategic, okay, it is a controlled famine that is underway. Okay, it is a controlled famine that is being, that are being active right now. Okay, this Esau is finna starve out the people. That way, it won't be no resistance when he bring this chip to the forefront. All right, because you people are going to be in desperate needs, man. Okay, you're gonna be starving. You're gonna be dehydrated, and it's gonna get bad to where you turn on your seed, man. Okay, you eat your children, which that's Bible prophecy, man. Okay, it's gonna get that bad, but the Lord, also said that his servants shall eat while the rest shall be hungry. His servants shall drink while the rest shall be thirsty. His servants shall rejoice while the rest shall be, in affliction. Roughly paraphrasing. Why? Because the ones that are going to be in a good case, okay, in this situation, are the ones that had faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. The ones that returned back to the Lord. The ones that, repented to the Lord, man. But the rest of the world, they're going to be tormented. Okay. But if you're an Israelite, okay, and you got to return back to the Lord, because your food storage, your guns, your weapons is not going to save you. Okay. I don't care how much food you have stored up. I don't care how many weapons you have in the safe, or in the basement, or in the attic, or whatever. Okay. When it comes to the Lord, you will not deliver yourself from hard times. You will not deliver yourself out of Jacob's trouble. You will not deliver yourself from great tribulation, great affliction. All right? Because it's the Lord that's controlling these things, man. But I'm going to read it again. Revelation chapter 3, Verse 10 to say, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right. And that the hour of temptation is when Esau, okay, make that micro C hip mandatory. Okay, the same device that you see in this footage, he's gonna make it mandatory because hey, you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade without it. Okay, that is the MOT beast. Okay, which connects to this beast system. Okay, this currency system, man. You know, amongst other things. Okay, that barcode that's on the back of your food products is going to be implemented in this small device. Okay, that's the grain of the size of a rice, man.
With Chip and
Panic sets in and you think the worst. It's happened to most of us, but what if you had a secret weapon, an extra layer of safety, so to speak? How far would you go to keep your children secure?
Would you be willing to microchip them? Experts tell us the technology already exists. Turns out one Bay Area mother is all for it, and she shared her story with our Melanie Michael.
Hey guys, good evening to you both. You know, chances are if you have a four-legged family member at home, it's already microchipped. And if the technology exists to save Fido in an emergency, what about microchipping your child? Before you say, no way, I would never do that, hear one mom's story.
It's the longest 2 seconds of your life, and it's absolute panic. I want my son back!
We've seen it in movies.
This is my son!
Over and over again, children gone missing.
It's terrifying.
For Stephanie Rodriguez-Neely, life is busier than ever, with 4 children, including a newborn. She knows scary situations can happen in an instant, and for her, it has.
If it'll save my kid, there's no step that's too extreme.
Stephanie's teenage daughter is a special needs child, prone to wander off and trust strangers. For that very reason, Stephanie wholeheartedly welcomes microchipping a child.
If a small chip the size of a grain of rice could have prevented a tragedy, I think most parents, hindsight would have said, I wish I would have done it.
But
And see, that's why it tell us in Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 2 not to learn the way of the heathen. Why? Because the heathen is not connected to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, aka the God of the Bible, or the Lord and Savior, who the word innately called Jesus Christ. Okay, the heathen are not connected to them spiritually. Okay, and the Lord, likened them as to nothing, as to spit. Okay. Just vessels that's fitted for destruction, man. But his Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Hispanic, Native American Indians, okay, you are his peculiar treasure. Okay, he love us, man. Okay, he Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, died on the cross for us, man. Okay, and when that time comes, okay, all of Israel will inherit the kingdom, and we're gonna have these heathens, as slaves and concubines, man. Okay, we're gonna be back on top. We're gonna be in rulership forever, man. But why would you have a special needs child, just out and about, unattended? Where the child can be adopted, But in this generation, you have lazy parents, man. You have children that are parents, and the only thing they care about is the entertainment from their phone, man. All right, and that's why you have these radical decisions being made of putting your child through the fire. When you put this grain of rice into your forehand, man. All right, that's going to get you, your family member, your child, your friend, your boss, whoever, receive it. Is going to, be a harsh judgment for receiving that thing, man. And here it is, your children don't have the say so if they want to get it or not. You just gonna place it in them because you want to be able to bring them up on your phone like a Find My Device, like an Apple product, a AirTag or Apple Watch or iPhone type shit. You you want to go to great measures of doing that, man. And here it is, you bring up the app Find My Device, and little Timmy is down the street around the corner in the backyard of somebody's house, man. Okay. They have this technology in all their zoo animals. They're SeaWorld creatures. They're marine, animals. In case if they get lost or whatever. Even the ones that they capture and rescue and clean from the oil or whatever it may be, they chip those creatures as well and release them back into the wild. So they will know which animal, that they had in their custody, man. All right, so this technology it's been out, and Esau wants to put it into, all of the humans, so he can monitor you. He can see what you're doing. He can check your heart rate. Your medical records, and so forth and so on, man. Okay. You think that you living in a free country, which you're not, man. You're not. Just because you're not physically chained to a wall or a tree or a stone or a fence or a gate doesn't mean that you are free, man.
Stephanie is in the minority in her Tampa Bay moms group, where other mothers call this too sci-fi and invasive.
You're putting a battery in your kid, you're putting a chip in your kid, and where does it stop?
Turns out the technology to microchip your kids has existed since the early 90s, but hasn't really caught on. Is it a little too science fiction for you?
Very much so.
A well-known technology expert out of Boston tells us microchipping poses little to no health risks and would act as a...
And see, that's a lie. Okay, that's the heathen speaking lawfully, man. Because the Lord told us if we receive that mark, we are going to be punished greatly, man. We are going to be punished by fire. And Lord willing, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get those scriptures, man.
Barcode of sorts.
Without question. It could save a life, reunite a family, find a missing Alzheimer's patient.
I always tell people, as long as you're doing what you feel is best for your child, you're not really wrong.
And guys, this is what we're talking about, the microchip. I don't know if you can see it in my hand. It's the size of a grain of rice, very, very small. And the expert that we spoke with actually tells us that barcodes were introduced in the late 1960s. And back then, people thought, this is way too invasive and too weird. And now barcodes are so commonplace that we don't even think about them anymore. The expert tells us this will happen sooner rather than later.
Well, and Mel, you said...
Right. And that's the agenda of this wicked elite, man. That's the agenda of these world bankers, man. Okay, they want to microchip everybody, and it's going to happen because it's Bible prophecy, man. All right, but this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, straight to the point. It read, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, and the ones you see in the foreheads or in the heads is the one that Elon Musk is working on. Okay, the ones that are in your right hand, you see these people at the cash registers. Okay, and these wireless, electronic devices. They're paying with their hands. Okay, they're paying with their palm, and it's surprising these clerks and cashiers, man, because they don't know what's going on. Okay, they wondering how you do that, like it's some type of magic or whatever. But they already have these devices out where you can pay with your palm. Okay, they have these tap and go devices. You tap your debit card, pay, and you go. Okay, or you get your palm scanned and you go. Okay, it's gradualism with it, man. Okay, Esau is gradually, bringing this upon the people of the world. Okay, but it reads again. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor. Okay, small children. Okay, to adults, to your grandmothers, granddaddies, great granddaddies, great grandmothers, so forth and so on, man. Rich and poor, you got rich people, you have poor people, you have all the way down to the homeless people, man. Okay, free and bun, the ones that are out here walking the streets, driving, and the ones that are locked up in these detention centers, these prisons, these jails. Okay, Esau is gonna cause all to receive, okay, this grain of rice. Verse 17 to say, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Right, that's the number of a man. Okay, which is Esau, man. The serpent. Okay, and his number is 666, man. And it was a brother that that went deep into it with the barcode. The three longest bars represent six. Okay, and you have three of them, so that's 666, man. All right, but without this grain of rice, being implanted, through incision, through cutting the flesh. Okay, without that, you will not be able to participate in society, man. You will not be able to go buy your Jordans. You won't be able to go buy pizza. Go grocery shopping. Buy cologne, buy shoes. Purchase fuel for your vehicle. Purchase burning wood. You won't be able to do any of that without having this mark, man. That's why he's gonna call all, both big and small, rich and poor, free and bun, to receive it, man. Okay, because what Jake do? Oh, I got to get to the bag. I got to run it up, count up. That what Jake do, man. Jake is all about money. Now, don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with money, but for the love of money, okay, that's where you have a problem. Because for the love of money, you'll do anything to get that money, even if it goes to great measure of receiving this mark. Okay, but this is Revelation 14 and verse 9. It reads, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. So, you sitting there, at a bar or whatever, you drinking strong liquor, that's gonna burn. Okay, as the people of the world say, take a shot of this and put some hair on your chest. All right, you drinking hard liquor without anything cutting it, like a a fruity, juice or Coke or whatever, it's gonna burn, man. All right, and then that's what the Lord is saying here, in this verse. I'm reading it again. Revelation 14:10. The same, I'm starting at verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angel and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Okay, and that fire and the brimstone, which is going to, settle into a smoke, that's coming from those thermonuclear missiles that, these heathens taunt each other with. Okay, China, Russia, America, Ukraine, so forth and so on, man. Okay, they are going to shoot these nuclear missiles off, man. Okay, and if you Israelites receive this mark, hey, it's a definitely, kiss your ass goodbye, man. Okay. Hold on, let me see if I can find that. Salakia. It might, I might have already had. Let me see. Bear with me real quick, because this is very serious, and these Israelite camps, the other Israelite camps outside of Great Millstone is not pushing this, man. Okay, this is a serious matter. Okay. This is Salakia. Real quick. This is Zechariah chapter 14. In verse 12. It read, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Okay, now think of the movie Judgment Day, Terminator. What is it, Terminator 2 Judgment Day? When Sarah Connor was, having the dream that she was watching the children play at the playground, and a nuke had went off. All right, and when it went off, it consumed her flesh. All right, and she was burnt down to the bone. She was melted down to the bone, and that great destroying wind, it blew the rest of the flesh off of her bones. But she was still holding on to that fence, all right, screaming, okay, in agony, man, in pain. Okay, that's what this scripture right here is talking about, man. It say, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Right, so, you still got the spirit in you. You're standing up on your feet, breathing or whatever. Okay, and when that nuke go off, okay, it's instant heat, instant melt, combustion. Okay, you're going to be still alive. The Lord is going to keep your spirit in your body. Okay, and you're going to feel every degree of that heat, man. Okay, these heathens, okay, because we've been in captivity, many captivity, but these heathens, it ain't no hope for them. They're gonna get this regardless if they don't die from famine, teeth of wild beasts, gunshots, swords, or whatever, man. If they last through all that, they're going to get these nukes, man. It ain't no hope for them. But you Israelites, man, okay, you're gonna die the same way that they die, okay? But if you receive this mark, specifically, you're going to burn like Sarah O'Connor did on Judgment Day, holding on to that fence, man. Okay, or you might not be holding on to a fence. You might be holding on to your newborn baby. You might be, laying down sleep somewhere in a corner or something. Wherever you're gonna be, that fire is going to hit you, man, and you're going to feel every degree of it, man. All right, that's why I entitled this that this cool game changer, will get you Israelites in the world of trouble, and that's gonna be your trouble, man. Okay, that fire from the nuclear missiles, man. I want to get back in that Revelation 14 and verse 9, and it reads, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angel and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahushua. He is the Lamb." Verse 11, it say, "And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receives the mark of his name." All right. This is Revelation chapter 16, verse 2. It read, and the first, I'm going to start at 1. But the point of verse 2, it say, "And I heard a great voice out of the temple," okay, which is the heaven, "saying to the seven angels, Go your ways and pour out the veils of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth." All right, because the angels, okay, are holding the destroying winds. Okay, the four angels are on the four corners of the earth holding the destroying winds, which is those thermonuclear missiles. Because when they do go off, they do release a destroying wind, okay, before the actual flame get there. All right, but before that wind get there, you're already going to be burning, melting, and sizzling. All right, and that wind is just going to blow your flesh off, right off your bones, man. And then that flame is going to come later. All right, but verse 2 is say, "And the first went and poured out his veil upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship the image." Right, man, a noisome and grievous sore. All right, and when those nuclear missiles, those intercontinental ballistic missiles go off, okay, they're going to rock the earth to and fro. Okay, these things are so powerful, they're going to rock the earth to and fro, man. Okay, they're going to shake, these countries, man. All right, that's the noisome and grievous sore upon the men that receive this mark, man. Okay, so you Israelites do not receive this thing, man. Trust in the Lord, because the Lord is going to feed his service, man. All right, repent and come back to the Lord. Build your faith up in these scriptures, man, because it's about to get serious out here, man. Shit is about to hit the fan. All right, and the Lord is going to remove that hedge, okay, from around 2/3 of his people, and they're going to be consumed. All right, but I'm gonna end it off right here in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4, and it read, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years. Right? So, you resist this man's, beast system, his beast device, and you can make it on that chariot, man. Okay, and we already know that the Lord's elect is going to resist it, okay, completely, because the Lord will have his spirit on his men, on his servants, on his women and children, man, for them to endure through all hell to get their salvation into those chariots, man. And when they get beaten up in those chariots, okay, the floor is going to be transparent. Okay, they're going to be looking down at America and some of these surrounding countries burn through nuclear fire, man. All right, so Lord willing, okay, I'm gonna end it off right there. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, giving all praises and glory and honor unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well. Peace and blessings to his hopefully let's preaching this word in truth and sincerity, okay, throughout the four corners of the earth. So you almost say shalom, and on to next time.